Hey y'all, welcome back. Got another video for you here from the 2022 Factory Sealed Mainline Set. Of course, the vehicles you see in front of you, I would not really consider mainlines, but they are in fact what Hot Wheels calls promotional vehicles. Most of these you will recognize probably from being mail-in cars. The mail-in cars are normally attached to store exclusives. We'll go through that here in a minute. With the exception of the Zamak here and the Legends Tour Skyline. Won't spend too much time on these, but just wanted to kind of give each one a little bit of a last look before I put them up and talk about them. Give you something to look forward to probably this year. From what I've seen, there's going to be some really good mail-ins come out. Seems like I have seen the Legends Tour car, but I cannot remember what it is off the top of my head. But regardless, if you're not familiar with these, all the ones in blue here that you'll see were mail-in cars. And normally how that works is whenever there's a set of store exclusives from places other than Walmart and Target. Let's say, for example, if Kroger were to have a set of store exclusives, they would have 4 recolored main lines that are considered exclusives for that store. And during the promotional period for that, you could buy 20 Hot Wheels. I think the way they started doing it towards the end of last year was $20 worth of Hot Wheels, since the prices went up a lot of places. But regardless, basically, more or less, you're buying 20 Hot Wheels from that store that has the exclusives. You mail in 20 card backs and the receipt for 20 cars. It doesn't have to be a single receipt, but the receipt has to add up to 20 cars or $20 worth of cars, whichever the promotion calls for. I did mine online, so normally you just kind of fill the form out online and send them or pay $7. I think you can also do check or maybe money order. But normally I just pay it online, but it's $7 plus the 20 card backs and receipt for 20 cars. Sometimes, depending on what it is, if you're going to be buying the cars anyway and opening them, or if you have some that you've already opened and have extra cards for, it's probably not that bad. Doing the promotion just for the mail-in car, sometimes you're just as well to buy it on the secondary market, because like all of these from last year generally sold, and I'm going to list eBay here. You can get them other places, but for the most part, you could pick up any of these you wanted to for $35 shipped on eBay. So you have to consider, you're doing all that shopping, opening cars, and you're spending about $27, give or take, to get one of these. Still not bad. Cheaper than 35, obviously. Plus, you get the main lines, but just an option, something to think about. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started looking at these. I thought these were a nice selection. It's not normally cars that I would have been all that interested in. But one good thing about Hot Wheels is, if you kind of start collecting, and especially if you're collecting things like this, it can get you interested in cars that you otherwise wouldn't be. You can at least have an appreciation for them, even if you don't really start liking them, or I guess being a fanatic, whatever you want to call it. This would be one of those, the Alfa Romeo, and I am not sure how to pronounce that, to be honest with you. Not sure if it's Julia Sprint GTA, but either way, I thought this was a really nice car. Front end detail looks really good, and these are all going to have Real Rider wheels and tires on them. They use this wheel style for most of the cars. They are numbered in the order they were released. Now, the interesting thing about 2022 is there was actually I believe it was a Family Dollar maybe GameStop, but Family Dollar exclusives for the first mail-in. And the mail-in was actually for a car that was supposed to be released in 2021. I'm not sure if that car actually got released in 2021. I know it was in the master set. But either way, I think it got delayed and it was released as the first car for this year. And it was the 67 off-road Camaro in green. I did have one. I have since sold it. But it was kind of an interesting piece. I probably should have kept it just for the history. But this was supposed to be the first car for the mail-ins promotional vehicles for 2022. It's good looking casting. And I thought this color kind of grew on me for some of these. I didn't like it particularly at first on some of them, but I grew to like it. Number 2 here. I believe on the Zamax here, these have to be purchased at Walmart, and it is during a Legends Tour event at that Walmart store. But I believe for the most part, they're actually purchased in the store, not in the truck at the Legends Tour event. I could be wrong about that. I've never been to a Legends Tour event. I'm just kind of going off of what I've read. But 70 Mustang Boss 302, really nice casting. Again, quite a bit of detail. Of course, the color is the Zamac. And again, these wheels, Real Riders. Kind of wish they'd have done something else with this. I don't think they did anything else with this casting this year. But I really like it. It looks really nice. Porsche 356 Speedster. Third one in the set. This is perhaps my least favorite. I don't know. It's kind of cool in a way. A lot of good details, especially around the cockpit area. Headlights, tail lights. I don't know. It's just didn't hit me the way some of the other ones did, but it's still a pretty cool car. I'd like to see them do something else with this one soon, this casting, because it is a nice casting. And that's the bad thing about when they're doing these. The themed cars is they're all kind of gonna look the same, and it'll suit some of them better than it will others usually. At least in my mind. Just my opinion. Here we have the Nissan Skyline C210. This probably is my least favorite. A little bit of fuzz on here for something. Again, it does have really good details on it. And I don't know, something about this one. I think the wheels maybe get me. I think they should have just went ahead and used the wheels they used on the other one. They may be a little too big for this casting. I don't know, but I think in this color, these wheels just don't do it. I normally like these wheels okay. Just don't care for them here. But again, we see a lot of good detail. Color looks okay on the car. Not a huge fan of this model anyway, so that probably has something to do with it too. But I'll just be honest with you, this one was pretty popular. I ended up with a couple extras of this I took in trade, and I cannot tell you how many people I had messaging me wanting to get a hold of that car. Like a surprising amount of people. 85 Ford Bronco. I am a fan of this casting. Sometimes it looks a little better than others. This one is okay. But I was glad to see it. I always am happy to see it. I think the blue looks okay on it. Wheels, I think, I realize we're going with a theme here. I think even if the wheels on this had been like chrome, I think it really would have looked a lot better on this particular one. But still not bad. And, they were sticking with the theme, so I get it. Probably my favorite or second favorite is the Subaru Impreza WRX. It's not exactly the Impreza blue that you're probably thinking of, but it's pretty darn close. And, to me, this car always looks good in that color. And we're used to seeing kind of a gold wheel on there. So this paint scheme or theme was just kind of made for the WRX, I think. Again, we see really good details. The headlights look amazing. That satin black bumper. Good detail on the taillights. Again, you know, a little bit different style wheel might have looked better on this, but I thought this was fine. Looked good, very thematic. And the last one is the Legends Tour Skyline GTR R32. Super popular casting, generally, no matter, you know, what it is. And this one is one that you had to purchase either at a Legends Tour out of the truck, or you could purchase it on, it's not really the Legends Tour website, but there's a website you go to purchase these during a Legends Tour event. So you can buy them online. You don't actually have to go to the Legends Tour to get these. They've done these for a couple years now. It's a popular casting. It's been the same color so far, I think, basically, if I remember right. So, but overall, just really good execution on this Skyline. Very clean. I thought the color looked nice. Normally, I'm not a fan of this wheel, but in the chrome and on this car, I thought it looked really good. Tampos look good. Very nice detail on the back. So, that's one thing I'll have to say about these. Even if you don't like the paint or the color combinations that they do on these promotional vehicles, the details are usually really there. They've got quite a few more than just what your average mainline would be. So, anyway, with that being said, feel free to drop me below which one of these is your favorite. Were you able to get them all? Did you want to get them all? I decided early on, probably even before this year, that I was going to get all of them this year, regardless of what they were, and I did, and I was quite pleased with them. So, and here in this case, I have an extra set now. But I would get them again. Very nice. My two favorites probably definitely have to be the WRX and the Skyline. They're really nice. But guys, I appreciate y'all watching thus far. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you like what we're doing, give us a like and a subscribe if you would. I hope everybody's having a good week, and happy hunting.